But first, we do dive in with surprises being served up on another front in the latest jobs report. CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady joins us now with more on all of this. Do you like that little turn right there?
I feel like now we have to talk about the boring jobs report instead of the U.S. Open. There's a lot to live up to here, Nancy.
There's plenty of volleys being served all around.
That's true.
So I know you've been following this very closely all day, Kelly. What do these August numbers and also these revisions for June and July tell you about the labor market right now?
So the way that I would describe this is a continuation of the slowdown that we have seen now for the fourth straight month. We are not in a recession. We are not falling off a cliff, but it is concerning. And you see, the government, manufacturing lost jobs, healthcare added jobs. So it's not all bad news. But two things that I want to point out. That 4.3% unemployment rate that you mentioned, that is the highest that we have seen in 4 years. It's still within a healthy band, but we are ticking up.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that we have, this sort of big uncertainty for businesses, right? They are saying, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can hire, but we haven't seen mass layoffs. So I don't want people watching this to panic. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world.
Well, part of that uncertainty, of course, tied to tariffs. So how have tariffs themselves impacted this labor market?
And that's a big reason for the uncertainty. I mean, there's a number of different things, whether it be immigration policy, whether it be consumer sentiment and spending, but tariffs is a big one. Because if you go back to the first 4 months of the year, you had an average of 120,000 jobs added each month. Then you look at the last 4 months, and you had an average of under 30,000 jobs. And where is that turning point? It's April. And that's when the tariffs really kicked in. So you have a lot of businesses saying, look, I'm not going to fire a bunch of people, but I'm certainly not going to hire right now when I don't know where things are landing.
Of course, the Fed watching all of this. How do you see this playing out in their big decision?
Well, we're getting a rate cut
right there in
September. I think the bigger question is how big? Because the last time we had 3 months of sustained significant slowdown, you got a half a point cut. And so a lot of analysts that I'm saying are saying, well, now we've got 4. It makes the argument that we could get a bigger one. Not everyone's on board with that, but it's certainly in the conversation.
That's interesting that's actually being floated at this point, too. All right, Kelly O'Grady, thank you very much. We appreciate it.